I know. I think I'm going to have to go back in my science lab and, I don't know, bring Frankenstein back again or something. The formula is really taking care of the ball. Again, a lot of good things we did, but 20 turnovers is just not going to cut it. And we had 10 in the first half, and they didn't press us the first half, really. It was getting the ball down to the front court and getting a travel. Or I don't know if we got any illegal screens or not. And I know those are turnovers, but I kind of push those aside. I know those are going to happen in the offense that we run. But just needless travels, needless, throwing the ball away. We've got to correct that. And I know it's been since probably November that I've been saying that, but we've got to correct it. And we got to keep working on it. And people are going to press us. The press necessarily is not hurting us as much as when we get in the front court and then we're in just such a big hurry. I mean, I can remember 2 or 3 just in transition alone where we tried to jump stop and then we won 2 and twirled around and just to travel. And, we've got to get better at that.
Coach, 8 missed shots inside of 3 feet, you lose by 4. Talk about just those point-blank layups.
Yeah. God, and I didn't even bring that up to the team. I mean, that's a good point, but we had, a lot of that. We missed a lot of easy shots. We did. But, we also gave them opportunities. I looked down on points off turnovers. They had 15 and we had 10. So you look at it right there. We missed 5 free throws. We lose by 4. There's a lot of things there that I credit the kids. We were down 9 with about 3:50 left. And I tell you what, it could have gone either way. It could have gone, hey, we're going to fight and claw back, or shoot, we might lose by 15. And I tell you what, they fought and clawed back and gave us an opportunity to at least be in a position to win. And, we've asked that from them all season long. We just didn't finish. And it's kind of at the end I told them, it was pretty typical. We did a decent job boxing out, but they missed a layup at the end of the game, about 12 seconds left, and we don't box out, and they get the offensive rebound. I have no idea why they didn't foul, because they were supposed to. But, it was 12 seconds left, and they kicked it out, and then just 6-5, and then at that point you have to concede it. But initially when she first got that, and I think a lot of it was, too, is our players were still in the backcourt because they threw it ahead. So when the kid went up for a layup, it was just Nikki and that kid. And then Leinhart came in and grabbed that offensive rebound. So it was just Leinhart, I think it was Pilcher, and Nikki. So everybody had to scramble from the backcourt to the front court. By the time they got there was 4 seconds left, and that was tough.
What's it like mentally to keep losing these first ones?
It is tough. It is because, again, you go in the locker room and we talk about some of the things we could have done better. I tell you what, I'm not sure the last time we scored 64 points. Maybe he was Air Force last week, but, they're a pretty good team. And we did a nice job on our offense. So there's, it's really hard. Like you said, they're close losses, but we do some really good things. But then on the other side, you have 20 turnovers, and, you have to start cleaning those up if those guys want to win.
It feels like a lot. You guys are great, and
Yeah.
you guys are terrible.
Yeah.
Great, and you guys are terrible.
Yeah, and exactly it. And, it's like I said, you go back in your science lab and get your lab coat on, and you just try to figure it out. But I tell you what, among all that, and you're absolutely right, these kids have never quit. And as hard as it is losing close games, and even, games that we got beat quite a bit, as long as they keep their heads up and put themselves still in that position, we're gonna sneak by a couple of teams.
Coach, Nikki's kind of been in the rut right now. It seems like she only took 2 shots today. What's her mind state? Is she?
I think, Nikki's been asked to do a lot this year. She did have a tough game, and, she'd probably come in and admit she had a tough game. But, having really only one point guard for the entire season, she's shouldered the burden the entire time, and that's tough for her. It really is. Nikki gives it her all the entire time. She goes 100%. She'll make mistakes. She did tonight, as the team did. But, I can't fault Nikki for her effort or her hustle, and I won't. It's just one of those things you have to clean up a little bit.
But you try and help her? I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, and you know what? You go and watch film with her. You show her things that she could do a little bit better. We watch film as a team. You know, you put your arm around her and say, hey, you're fine. You know, understand that one player, one person, one play doesn't lose a game. You know, obviously one play can win a game. Yeah, one shot can win a game, but one shot definitely doesn't lose a game. And, you know, she's done a lot of good things for us. It is a little bit of a rut for her, so we just got to get her some confidence back.
Coach, Lionheart, she had a big game last time you guys played.
Mm-hmm.
First half, only doesn't have any points.
Right.
5 minutes, comes out in the second half and just 16 points. Was she the difference in that second half?
She was, because she was in foul trouble the first half. Second half, she comes in, and, you know, she's a heck of a player. You know, she's averaging 20 points. She's 54% from the three. So, you know, anytime you can leave her on the bench, it's good. But she was pretty smart to stay out of foul trouble the second half. I think she had, I don't even know what she ended up with. Oh, she ended up with just 2 fouls. So, you know, we didn't go at her well enough. And, you know, she did a nice job of coming off stagger screens. She's got a quick shot, and she definitely was the difference.
Brady kind of made up for that.
Yeah.
Talk about her play. Just a lot of those shots she hit, she looked like she was, you know.
Brady's a good player, and people don't understand. This kid had 30 points in a game this year, and I think she hit 5 or 6 threes, and it was a non-conference game. But when we were scouting them the first time, you know, and I was watching film and looking up their stats, she's a really nice player, and she's a nice three-point player. I think what's helped him is he's put 24, Katie Isham, back at the point. So now he's got Brady at the 3, and she's a hard matchup for a lot of teams. So then you have, you know, the 2 post players and one who can really step out and shoot the 3 inside. And then you have a nice driver, you know, on the other side who, you know, got to the rim, and she had a nice game as well. Well, I say that now, but she was 1 for 9. You know, Boise State's a good team, and they're better than their record indicates. But again, it's a game we could have won. It's a game that was close down at the end, and it's a game that had we not had 20 turnovers, it might have been a different story.
Has the enthusiasm from the Air Force fans kind of been subdued a little bit? I mean, you guys were talking about most of our games now at home.
Right.
And,
No, it can't. You know what? We can't. I mean, we have a setback today, but we can't do that. We go to Wyoming. We have a week off. I think it's going to be good for them to get. We'll have a couple days off this week. I think it's going to be good for them to, you know, just. I mean, they're still pretty nicked up and beat up, and they're going to be the entire season. And by no means is that any excuse, but it'll be good for them to get a couple of days. We'll work on Wyoming Monday and Tuesday. We'll have Wednesday off. And we're going to have tomorrow off as well. And you know, see if we can't go get a win in Laramie.
I don't know if you remember it specifically, but there was a time in the second half, you're down 5, you call a timeout, and they throw away the inbounds pass,
Yeah.
and the next thing you know, it's a 14-2 run.
Yeah.
Do you think they just kind of got a little overwhelmed for a few minutes now?
Yeah, you know, it was one of those things where, you know, again, you're right there. And then something happens within our 20 turnovers. So, you know, you see the kids, in some respect, they go, all right, we're down 5, and then we have a turnover. They hit a 3, they get an N1, you know, or they do whatever. And you see kind of the shoulders shrugging a little bit, and the head goes down. And, you know, the biggest thing they had to do is just fight through it. But, you know, I didn't realize it was a 14-2 run. But, you know, again, you put that all in perspective, and you lose by 4. Those are some of the things we could have overcome.